Vice President Harris introduced her new running mate, Minnesota Governor Tim Walz, last night at a rally in Philadelphia. And Missouri Congresswoman Cori was defeated in her Democratic re-election primary yesterday. Good morning. I'm Corva Coleman from NPR News, and here are today's top stories. Vice President Harris will rally today in Wisconsin and Michigan with her new running mate, Minnesota Governor Tim Walz. NPR's Smialowski says she formally introduced Walz at a big rally last night in Philadelphia.
Harris spoke first, and the governor of Minnesota, as you know, is not necessarily a household name to many, so she spent a lot of time just running through his resume and explaining why she chose him. She talked about his strong record on policies like paid family leave, gun safety, and reproductive rights.
NPR's Smialowski reporting. Republican vice presidential nominee J.D. Vance held a counter rally in Philadelphia yesterday. He criticized his Democratic opponent's record.
Tim Walz's record is a joke. He's been one of the most far-left radicals in the entire United States government at any level.
Vance says he did phone Walz to congratulate him. Vance will campaign in Wisconsin today, too. Two-term Democratic Congresswoman Cori of Missouri was defeated yesterday in her re-election primary. She lost to St. Louis County Prosecutor Wesley Bell. St. Louis Public Radio's Will Bauer reports Bush's loss follows the primary defeat of fellow congressional squad member Jamal Bowman of New York.
Unofficial results show Bush lost by a 5 percentage point margin in the Democratic primary. This race turned into one of the most expensive in American history. It was largely fueled by pro-Israel groups critical of Bush's statements about the Middle Eastern government, also a factor in Bowman's ouster. Bell says the district is ready for change. He referenced the squad in his acceptance speech.
Progressives should actually make progress. And that's what I've done my entire career.
Because the St. Louis region is heavily Democratic, Bell is favored to win in November. For NPR News, I'm Will Bauer in St. Louis.
Thousands of additional police officers are deploying in British streets ahead of dozens of rallies planned for today by far-right extremist groups. NPR's Lauren Freya reports from Tamworth, England, where a hotel housing asylum seekers was attacked.
Far-right mobs have attacked mosques, immigrants, even immigration law offices across Britain. UK Prime Minister Keir Starmer says minorities need to feel safe in this country.
They will be safe. We're doing everything we can to ensure that where a police response is needed, it's in place.
A former prosecutor, Starmer says he's speeding suspects to court. Some are already in prison and face travel bans. The UK government also has a special unit flagging hate speech online and is asking social media companies to remove it. The violence began more than a week ago based on misinformation about a murder suspect, but has spread into all-out race riots targeting Muslims, immigrants, and anyone of color. Lauren Freya, NPR News, Tamworth, England.
As Russia's invading army grinds forward in eastern Ukraine, Ukraine's athletes say they're using the Summer Olympics to show their country's strength and resilience. So far, Ukraine has won 7 medals. NPR's Brian Mann has more from Paris.
When Ukrainian high jumper Yaroslava Maguchik won gold here, she dedicated the medal to her country's army fighting the Russians. Thanks to them, we had the opportunity to be here, she said. Ukrainians competing in Paris have won 2 gold, 2 silver, and 3 bronze medals, an astonishing performance given the terrible toll of the war. A survey by the British government found nearly 500 Ukrainian athletes and coaches have been killed by Russian forces since the full-scale invasion began in 2022. Thousands of other Ukrainian athletes can't compete in sport because they're part of the war effort. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky posted on social media about his country's Olympic medals. Ukrainians know how to be strong and how to win, Zelensky said. Brian Mann, NPR News, Paris.
This is NPR.